Dear child, the tired way you looked at the clock again was not small to me, dear heart. That quiet sinking feeling when another day seems to have gone and the list is still there, and other people appear to be moving faster. You have been measuring yourself against timelines that keep shifting. You have been carrying the private shame of unfinished things. Part of you is discouraged. Part of you is irritated with yourself. Part of you is afraid that delay has become your identity. You wonder if you missed your moment, if you waited too long, if others have already stepped into places you were meant to fill. Beloved, come closer for a moment. You have been speaking to yourself as if your worth were a race, as if your value could be reduced to milestones, speed, or visible progress. And because of that, every unfinished piece feels personal. Every pause feels like failure. Every slow season feels like proof that something is wrong with you. But I want to speak gently to the ache beneath all of that. This is not only about goals. It is not only about money, age, position, or how quickly your plans have unfolded. It is also about the fear that you are becoming forgettable. The fear that your life is falling out of step. That others are building, arriving, becoming, while you are still trying to gather yourself from one weary day to the next. Sweet soul, that fear has made your inner world loud. It has made small setbacks feel enormous. It has made rest feel suspicious. It has made comparison feel normal even though it keeps draining the light from you. And now you look at your own path with tired eyes and call it lacking simply because it does not resemble someone else's timing. But listen carefully, precious one. A slower season is not the same as a wasted one. A hidden season is not the same as an empty one. A delayed answer is not the same as a denied future. There are things growing in you that do not show up on a timeline. Endurance, clarity, humility, depth, a more honest understanding of what truly matters to your heart. Those things are not flashy. They rarely earn applause. Yet they shape the kind of life that can actually hold joy without collapsing under pressure. My dear one, I know how easy it is to feel embarrassed by where you are. You may look around and see people buying homes, starting families, advancing in work, finding rhythm, appearing certain. Meanwhile, you are still figuring out next steps, still healing old disappointments, still trying to become steady after seasons that took more from you than most people ever realized. So when someone asks, "How are things going?" you sometimes feel the need to make your answer sound cleaner than it really feels. Because the honest answer would include confusion, and fatigue, and questions you have not said aloud. It would include the quiet grief of not being where you hope to be by now. Loved one, I do not turn away from that grief. Bring it near. There is no need to dress it up, no need to pretend you are untouched by the ache of delay. It hurts to hope for something and watch time move without seeing the shape of it arrive. It hurts to pray, to try, to plan, to keep showing up, and still feel as though the pieces have not settled into place. That kind of ache can make you question your own value. It can make you wonder whether you misunderstood your path, whether you failed somewhere unseen, whether life is quietly moving on without you. Beloved, I want to steady that trembling thought. Your life is not being skipped. Your story is not standing still simply because you cannot yet see what is taking form beneath the surface. There are seasons when movement is obvious. Doors open. People notice. Things align in ways that look clear from the outside. And there are seasons when the holiest work is happening in roots. Hidden, slow, silent to everyone but me. The seed under the soil does not announce itself while it is being prepared for rising. It does not look impressive there. It does not look finished. It does not even look alive to casual eyes. Yet so much is happening in that unseen place. And because you cannot measure it, you have been tempted to despise it. You have been tempted to label your season as empty when it is actually preparing capacity in you. Beloved family, thank you for walking this journey of faith with us. We remain committed to sharing God messages that encourage and strengthen hearts. If you would like to support this ministry, the support link is available in the description and in the comment box below. Your prayers and encouragement mean a lot to us. Dear heart, there are things you asked for that require a steadier self than the one you used to be. There are answers that cannot simply be handed to you without also forming in you the strength to carry them well. You have asked for peace, but peace often asks for a slower pace than your fear prefers. You have asked for purpose, but purpose is not only about opportunity, it is also about becoming a person whose inner life can hold responsibility without being consumed by it. You have asked for love, but lasting love needs honesty, healing, and room where old wounds no longer rule every reaction. You have asked for meaningful work, but meaningful work asks for depth, not just speed. So what feels like being late may also be part of being readied. My child, I know there are moments when panic rises in you without much warning. A birthday, a bill, a conversation with someone who seems far ahead, a social post that catches you on a tender day, a quiet evening when you suddenly feel the full weight of where you thought you would be by now. Then the thoughts come quickly. I should have done more. I should have figured it out already. I have lost too much time. Maybe I ruined my chance. That inner rush can feel so convincing, but it is not always truthful. Fear speaks in absolutes. It loves dramatic endings. It tells you the whole future from one exhausted moment. Do not build your understanding from your most anxious hour. An anxious mind narrows everything. It turns process into failure. It turns delay into shame. It turns uncertainty into a verdict on your whole life. But I am inviting you into a wider view. A wider view remembers what pressure makes you forget, that human lives are not machines. They unfold through loss and recovery, through setbacks and hidden healing, through responsibilities no one else sees, through seasons that ask for survival before they allow for flourishing. Precious one, you have survived more internally than many around you know. You have carried disappointment quietly. You have kept going through discouragement. You have tried to function while parts of your heart were still aching. You have made it through days that were heavier than they looked. So be careful about calling yourself lazy when some of what you have battled was simply invisible. Be careful about naming yourself a failure when part of the story is that you have been healing, adapting, rebuilding strength, and learning how to stand again. That matters. It matters more than the world often admits. Beloved, I do not measure you the way fear measures you. I do not stand over your life with cold impatience. I do not compare your chapter to someone else's chapter and call you lacking. I look at the whole person, the weariness in your mind, the sincerity in your effort, the places you are still learning to care for yourself well, the courage it takes to keep hoping when outcomes are unclear. And I speak to that whole person with tenderness. So let this settle into you. You are not behind me. You may feel behind your plan, behind your expectations, behind the version of life you imagined at a certain age, behind your own private schedule. But you are not behind my care, not behind my awareness, not behind my ability to guide what still needs to unfold. That does not mean you will never need to act. It does not mean you should drift without intention. It does not mean every delay is sacred. Sometimes you do need clarity. Sometimes you do need courage to stop postponing what you already know. Sometimes you do need to face habits that have kept you circling. But correction becomes fruitful when it is given in love, not in contempt. And I will not use shame as a tool to grow you. Sweet soul, consider the difference between urgency and pressure. Urgency can be clean. It says this matters. Pay attention. Take the next step. Pressure is harsher. It says, if you do not solve everything now, you are falling apart. Urgency can help you move. Pressure can make you freeze. You have often confused the two, and then wondered why your heart felt exhausted before you even began. Dear heart, what you need is not panic. What you need is steadiness. Steadiness sees the actual next thing instead of collapsing under the entire future at once. Steadiness names what matters without turning your whole life into an emergency. That is how wisdom grows. Not through frantic spiraling, but through clear, grounded attention. My dear one, Some of your suffering has come from trying to outrun the discomfort of being in process. You wanted a clean arrival, a neat answer, a visible confirmation that your life is on track. But process is often untidy. It includes pauses, revisions, false starts, learning what you do not want before you can fully honor what you do want. And yes, that can feel humiliating when you thought you would be farther by now. Yet being in process is not something to be ashamed of. No one becomes whole through constant visible success. No one becomes deep without waiting, without losses, without seasons that force them to become more honest than they planned to be. Loved one, do not despise this chapter simply because it is not glamorous. This chapter may be teaching you how to hear your own heart more clearly, how to stop living only for appearance, how to stop chasing what impresses others but leaves you hollow inside. Perhaps some delays have protected you from building your life on the wrong foundation. Perhaps some closed doors have kept you from forcing yourself into places that would have looked successful but starved your soul. Perhaps some unanswered questions have been making room for a truer desire to surface. I know that is not always easy to accept, especially when you are tired, especially when practical needs are real, especially when you need provision, direction, or change sooner than later. I do not dismiss those needs. I hold them with you. My child, I know how heavy it feels when your outer life does not match your inner longing, when you know you have more in you but you cannot seem to find the path that opens, when you sense there is more ahead but today still feels small, repetitive, unclear, when you want to move forward yet part of you is worn down from trying so many times. That weariness needs kindness, not accusation. Some days the bravest thing is simply refusing to agree with the voice that tells you your life is already decided, because it is not. There is still unfolding ahead of you, still learning, still connection, still provision in forms you may not yet expect, still beauty that has not arrived, still usefulness in you that does not disappear because the timeline feels messy. Beloved, I know how easy it is to believe that visible delay means private failure. But often what you call lateness is simply life happening through real human conditions, limited energy, healing hearts, changing circumstances, grief, growth, and the slow mending of places that used to lead you blindly. Do not turn your tenderness into evidence against yourself. The fact that you have needed time does not make you weak. The fact that your path has twists does not make it meaningless. The fact that you are still becoming does not make you disqualified. Precious one, there are still choices that can gently change the shape of your days, not by force, not by harsh inner pressure, but by clearer alignment. A quieter yes to what nourishes you, a more honest no to what keeps draining you, a simpler rhythm, a truer boundary, a smaller next step that you can actually sustain. Sometimes transformation does not begin with a giant leap. Sometimes it begins when you stop demanding that one day carry the weight of your entire future. You have done that often, haven't you? You wake up already behind in your mind, already judging, already trying to catch up to 10 different expectations at once. Then your nervous system tightens, then your focus scatters, then the day becomes harder before it has fully begun. Dear heart, you were not made to live in constant internal pursuit. You were made for a deeper rhythm, one where action and rest do not fight each other, one where purpose does not require self-rejection, one where growth is nourished by truth and patience, not fear and comparison. This rhythm may look humbler than the life you once imagined, but it will feel more honest, and honest ground supports a soul much better than frantic striving does. Loved one, I want to say something to the part of you that keeps rehearsing lost time. Yes, some years were confusing. Yes, some opportunities passed. Yes, some seasons were spent just trying to keep your head above water. Grieve what was lost. That is part of healing. But do not chain your future to the sorrow of what did not happen when you thought it should. Time has been painful for you because you keep turning it into an accusation. Yet time can also become a teacher. It can show you what really matters, what lasts, what kind of life you actually want to build, what pace your soul can inhabit with peace. Sunrise does not apologize for arriving slowly. It does not compete with midnight. It simply unfolds according to its own faithful order, and the world changes because light returns in its time. So too with much of your becoming. Not rushed, not loud, not always visible at first, yet real, yet moving, yet carrying a kind of quiet power that does not need spectacle in order to be true. My dear one, I am not asking you to pretend everything is fine when it is not. I am not asking you to deny bills, needs, responsibilities, or the ache of unrealized hopes. I am not telling you to smile over pain or call delay pleasant. I am asking you to stop speaking to yourself as though the unfinished parts of your life make you less worthy of love, because they do not. Your tenderness is still precious. Your future is still open. Your value is still whole. Your life is still held even in a chapter that feels uncertain and late to your own eyes. Beloved, look at how far you have come in ways that no timeline captures. You are more honest now than you once were, more aware of what empties you, more aware of what matters, more aware of the patterns that once ran your life without question. That awareness is not small. It is part of freedom, and freedom often arrives quietly before it becomes visible. Sweet soul, when you feel that rush of panic again, when you are tempted to call yourself left behind, pause long enough to hear a kinder truth. You are in motion even when it feels subtle. You are being formed even when it feels hidden. You are being guided even when you do not have the whole map in your hands. The map has never been the source of your safety. My nearness is. That is why you do not have to solve every unknown tonight. You do not have to force yourself into certainty. You do not have to prove your worth through speed. You can rest without giving up. You can move slowly without disappearing. You can begin again without calling it failure. Precious one, sometimes the next step is practical and plain. A message sent, a form completed, a conversation begun, a budget faced, a morning made simpler, a habit softened instead of demanded. Do not overlook the holiness of ordinary faithfulness. A life is not built only through dramatic turning points. Much of it is shaped through repeated small honesty, small care, small courage, small returns to what matters most. This is good news for you, because it means you do not need a perfect rescue plan in order to move. You need the next true thing, and when that true thing is done, another will appear. Not always quickly, not always clearly, but enough will be given for the season you are in. Dear heart, I want your inner world to become a kinder place to live, not careless, not indulgent, but kind. A place where correction can happen without contempt. A place where growth is possible because fear is not shouting all the time. A place where your tired mind can settle enough to hear wisdom again. This is part of what I am doing in you. Not merely moving circumstances, but reshaping the room inside you, so that peace can dwell there more fully than panic. Dear child, you have not been forgotten in this chapter. Even when days blur, even when answers are slower than you hoped, even when you feel hidden from the life you imagined, I have not misplaced you. I have not lost track of your becoming. I have not confused your delay with your destiny. There are still doors you do not yet see, still connections being prepared, still ideas ripening, still strength returning to places that once felt empty. And while you wait, while you heal, while you learn how to walk without the old frantic striving, I am teaching you something precious. How to belong to yourself without performance. How to honor your pace without surrendering your hope. How to live with intention without becoming cruel to your own soul. Loved one, there is no need to run ahead in your mind tonight. No need to solve the next 5 years before you can rest. No need to compare your chapter to someone else's highlight. No need to make your unfinished story sound final. Stay here instead, in this quieter place, where truth is gentle and hope is not loud. You are still becoming, still being shaped, still carrying promise even if it feels wrapped in ordinary days. And those ordinary days are not empty to me. I sit with you in them. I steady you in them. I keep drawing your life toward what is real, toward what fits, toward what your heart can one day inhabit with peace. So when the old fear returns and says your moment is gone, answer it softly. My story is still opening. When comparison presses on you, answer it gently. Another person's timing is not the measure of my worth. When your own thoughts accuse you for not being farther yet, rest in this deeper truth. I am still held in love while I am becoming. Beloved, the quiet work in you matters. The hidden healing matters. The small faithful choices matter. The days that seem unimpressive still carry meaning. Nothing sincere is wasted. Nothing formed in honesty is lost. Nothing entrusted to me is beneath my care. Come into stillness now without making stillness a defeat. Let the evening soften around you. Let the pressure in your chest loosen its grip a little. Let your weary thoughts set down what they cannot carry tonight. You do not need to outrun the dark for morning to come. It will come. And when it does, light will find the edges of what felt impossible to see. The path will not appear all at once, but enough of it will meet you for the next faithful step. Until then, dear heart, rest under this quiet promise. You are not too late for tenderness, not too late for purpose, not too late for a life that becomes honest and beautiful in its time. I will stay close to your unfinished places. I will remain gentle with your weary mind. I will keep watch over what is still opening in you. And when the room grows silent, when the striving settles, when you no longer have words for all you hoped would be different by now, I remain here, steady as soft light before dawn, near enough for your heart to unclench, calm enough to hold you through the becoming that is still underway. Amen. Beloved child, to those who have supported this mission, please know that we are truly grateful for you. Your generosity helps keep these messages of faith reaching many hearts. We pray that God guides your steps, protects your family, and blesses you in every season of life.